Welcome back to the world of treasures and mystery. The fact that they got the relics out there, which many people are vying for, not only for their power, but for their monetary value. And seeing the seedy underbelly with the less funded areas of what apparently seemed like an idyllic student island. Maybe not so anymore. But there's still the mystery of these ragtag groups and what they're after, the untimely demise of the titular Nanana. So I think there's going to be a lot more exploration. A few more relics are going to be found. But what about the one that committed the crime? At least we've got a detective on the case. I'm enjoying the show so far. It's a nice bit of I don't have to think too hard about it all. It's a great way to wind down after Higurashi. So, if you're enjoying it, let me know. But you have to find out because we have to watch the episode first. Started that a bit loud. But going from some of the scenes we saw before no, Pudding, he's in for a beating when he gets back. And now seeing a peaceful just outing, time away. Such a tough life he lives. He's been here since 6 a.m. Surprise attack says he's very forgiving of everyone around him, even if they do knock him unconscious. Maybe a little too forgiving, one might say. When this show started, after finding out about the Nanana ghost, I expected it to focus a little more on her and how that all goes, but it's not. She just stays at home, plays games, and eats pudding all the time. The world and its inhabitants kind of act around her without much interaction. And even those that claim to be her friends and whatnot never actually bother trying to visit. And what's it going to take? Well, to get him a little more money so that he's not skint every month, but also to find a place in the world where he's not trying to fight back against his family and harming those that actually seem to care about him. And I wonder, considering this is some Hot Springs episode, if it's going to follow how we usually do it with other shows. Somewhat acquainted. They are wishing for his downfall. Well, who just happens to be nearby? Three women? It would be more expensive if they try and swap rooms now. It's Is it wanting a separate room due to health concerns and a good night's sleep? Or he just, doesn't really want to be under the same roof as that poor bear, as someone that previously tried to kill him? So, going from one extreme to another, someone was late on the payments of one too many times, took away all of her goodwill. Oh, that's a way to get into a good books any day. Classic Japanese inn spread right there. I did actually look into going to like a family run thing like this. Kind of expensive, especially actually getting to Japan in the first place. He is pinning down on the actions of one maid thing there. We saw it in the beginning of the last episode. Why not continue it? But actually, that dug its way into his skull quite deep. While they're fighting, scarf down the rest of the food. What a waste of crab meat. And now that we've got past the dumb interactions between the characters and their relationship status and the likes, we get straight into the plans for the death-defying expedition that they'll be on. Yes, considering the spider in the floor pit that we had before, wouldn't really suggest going in one at a time. Is it because it's not a mirror of the other side? Just think about it. Ha. So between it could just be really poor scale of the two floor plans. But the fact that so many times we've figured out, there's a room here and a possible relic just down to proportions of the building. Oh, stopped mid-sentence. And yet she has completely tried to cut ties now, considering the last time that they had a conversation. Also, is Dark just relegated to being a scoreboard? It seems to be a complete coincidence, although do coincidences exist in this place? Now that he's distracted. Well, good thing they weren't betting on the results there. Going to try to step forward at all? it is actually a complete barrier, or just her. Just her not willing to try going further than that. What was the significance of the removing of the plaster? And so, rather than take it back with them, mail it over. Is she going to be able to collect the delivery? You're late. They weren't going to wait around for them. Gotcha. What's the point of inviting them along, trying to have that kind of team bonding exercise just to. Is this a battle of wills or some escape room gambit that is cooking them alive? Well, now that they've got some prior knowledge. Ah, you've got a giant hot spring there. I'm guessing a little too warm to actually just walk across. Are they going to have to parkour their way across with some of the pillars having geysers shooting up at them? Right. Good question. Good that they said that, because I was going to say, if it's just normally warm like a hot spring, then what's the problem? How offering his hand to a potential maiden in distress. Is she going to be? Well, it had to come out, and her stress had to be taken out on someone. Does each pillar raise and lower others? Yeah, they're just rush ahead until there's something that comes out. There's going to be a change somewhere, which makes makes them need the genius detective. Because so far it is just keep running. Let's not go there. Follow in the footsteps of the one ahead, or don't. Yeah, nothing like a little boil bath. Ha. So the fact that she was resolute in standing there. Yeah, he's looking at the pillars there and being, right, I need to go over here to get her back. Is this what, something similar to games that he's seen in the past? A trap that he's experienced? With one step left. Let's hope he's got a bit of heat resistance. Why both go at the same time? Bye. Ah. Who? Was that just so that he wasn't left behind there? Also, quick outfit change. For what I see, no good reason other than to have a character in tight speedos. Why a cat in a hot springs? Or is this just a... It would be fun if there was a trap. Like, the actual treasure at the middle of it wasn't the goal or reward. She didn't actually get to do anything. Just why expend the energy? Just sit there, relax while they each. Why was she grinding up against the fence? Why am I asking why is she grinding up against the fence? We know why she is. Also, the fact that the roles are reversed for how we usually see these kind of scenes play out. I don't know which to be sorry for, the fence or her finger. Well, best not to get involved then, just leave it to a matter for the police. Make a second hole for him then. Her day is ruined. Kind of deserved. Well, they're really enjoying the bath. I like that it's carried on through the eye. Now, who could have taken it? Who had... Well, were they actually locked? I'm guessing they don't have cameras to this place to really make this simple. Is there a false back to the lockers? Is there more mirrors at play? The relic itself has a ability of returning to its place of origin. She's already concluded the the final answer. We are doing the... I have gathered you all here today. The murderer is... Ah, there it is. The laundry. And now, why exactly would they want to take something out of the lockers while someone is bathing? She just another pervert amongst the cast. Ha ha ha. Did the height give it away again? But you've been working here for 6 months. What, was she off sick today or something? Or he made sure they were off sick. Paid them to not go into work. Well, knowing that he's always out there somewhere. Huh. I mean, if the president is going to go in and try and take it for himself, why can't Jugo have some bits and pieces in the works to collect it, keep it away? Hmm. Although, what, is she going to now hand him in? Hand him over? This is all conjecture. Won't stand up in a court of law. There is no good party in all of this show. Yeah, it's just a cat. It's a stuffed toy. It was all a. It might have been in the chest, but it's not the treasure. Well, it'd been found. It'd been collected long ago. This is someone's calling card. Oh, now he can go home dejected, and was the utility bills actually paid, or is this her wrath for leaving her alone for all this time? He's going to live in the entryway until those puddings arrive. It's really not a good relationship they have. Rather abusive, one might say. But one thing that I know for sure is that, apart from small bits of information of character details that we learned throughout all of this, even though some of it is where we've treaded the same water before, it was a complete waste of time. We go out to a hot springs for a treasure that was never there, returned home with nothing. I guess the journey and adventure itself was the gift. I do wonder, though, if we have characters such as this who are very one note and getting seemingly more resolute in their ways of trying to get to what they want. Where's the orange-haired girl going to end up by the end of it? I mean, she was willing to attack all of those around her because she didn't get any sort of affection from the one that she's after. So, is there going to be a slow ramp up in the sorts of punishments dished out? Then again, with her personality, I'm not sure why the president would even look her way. He knows what she's like. He's just also in the wrong for not telling her off at any point or giving her a firm answer. So, just back off a little, please. Now, the treasure that we saw before with the spider, once it was collected, the room collapsed. It was no longer anything there to play with. I mean, the chest was still there, so technically someone could have just put in a little tidbit, a cooling card. Would that reset the room for someone else's next attempt? Or just leave it that gaping pit and someone's got to build a bridge across? Why, in this one, why did anyone actually leave behind a stuffed toy? But also, these rooms that were put into place in the first place, did Nana build them? Was a relic involved to make them, to protect relics? And can someone just create them to have some fun? If so, how many more decoy rooms are there going to be? Still, to actually get there, Jugo is going to have to survive the wrath of Nana. Without putting on games, the fact that her little temper spat actually affected the electricity in the room, does he need to pay the utility bill? She can power it herself through rage and annoyance. But as far as murder mystery plots and the like, the master detective going through and actually deducting everything that was going on, how often is it going to be interwoven where, oh, we're following along with this venture? We now needing to remember the main character himself is not really on the level, so of course he's going to have people in place and plots and ploys to get the heads up on everyone else. Of course he's going to hire some external help. He's not really the good guy in this story. I don't think there is one. But one thing I do know, I think I'm done with Hot Springs episodes for quite a while. Even if this was slightly flipped on its head and the normal way it plays out in gender roles in Hot Springs episodes gets flipped. It's not subverting all too much, is it? Also, I do believe staff at this place are going to need a quick go over of their staff. If you can't tell that they're changed, well, body structure for one, even if he is a man of many faces, unless he fitted with that girl's physique incredibly well, then again, why would anyone actually take notice? People don't notice when you have a haircut, let alone, oh, you seem to have grown a couple of centimeters. But I don't know what more to say. We've had an experience which really led into nothing. No more treasures to really look at, no special powers or relics. Characters still following along with their usual foibles, mannerisms. It was fun, it was dumb, but I'm feeling very unfulfilled. Hopefully the next one will make up for that fact. Still, if you enjoyed it, let me know. If I entertained you, please let me know. YouTube is doing a very poor job at keeping the channel alive. So leave a like and a comment down below to show it's actually worth something. Consider subscribing so that you can see more without having to worry. Jump onto my Discord if you want a conversation or two. Most importantly, get yourselves a bit of rest. Don't go peeking through any holes lest you lose an eye. And I'll see you in the next one. My patrons really do pierce holes through the metaphorical fence that is leading to my channel, eager for another view. No idea why, but still, I do need to thank M.O, Noku, Sao, Guado, Kite, Wolfie Sensei and everyone else, mainly for making this entire experience quite enjoyable, but I know I'm staying away from Hot Springs pretty much indefinitely.